Hey, everybody, listen, happy Monday. Welcome into the building, okay? Hey, I'm glad to see you. Don't forget, hit the like button. Listen, it is Trending Topics Monday, and listen, the title is called What a Mess, okay? What a hot mess, okay? So on our agenda tonight is T.I. He was arrested at Atlanta airport. They said mistaken identity. They was looking for this. Listen, T.I.'s government name is Clifford Harris, okay? Clifford Harris. And they said they had another warrant for Clifford Harris, same name, okay? Couldn't have been the same description because they said the person they was looking for, the description was that person was 210 pounds. Now, T.I. ain't 210 pounds, nowhere near it. And to me, they had to have a picture of the actual person they were looking for. But anyway, they arrested him, and lucky for T.I., he is who he is. So he got a lawyer on call, and as a result, he called his lawyer, and 2 hours later, he was out of the jail. But my thing is, what if that was us? What if that was me? What if that was you? If you go Google your own name, I guarantee you, I don't care how unique you think your name is, probably there will be several, at the very most, more with your same exact name, and they may differ by your middle name. That may be the difference. But for sure, you Google your first name and your last name, probably a ton of people will come up. And the difference will be the birth date. It may be a middle name, the state in which you live. But other than that, no. Yeah, you will come up and see a lot of people with your name. So his name, Harris, is a common last name. I will say that. That's a common last name, right? Yeah, see, Irene, so many with the same name. Yes. So Harris is a common last name. But what I don't understand about this arrest was, how was it not a photo involved to say you're not just looking for Clifford Harris, you're looking for Clifford Harris that lives in XYZ state, this is their address, this is their age, so forth and so on. So it's messy. What a mess. What a mess. But lucky for him, like I said, lucky for him, he got out because he had an actual, lawyer. So he got out in a good amount of time. So then we're going to also talk about, this tragic homicide. They're equating it and relating it to, his name is Devontae Mitchell, and they're relating it to George Floyd. They're kind of saying it's a similar situation. I feel like there's some more pieces that could be told of this story, but I don't know. It's a little shocking to me. So the guy was in a hotel, and I believe he actually had a room at the hotel, found himself in the ladies' bathroom. A patron of the hotel helped drag him out of this bathroom, but between a patron in the hotel, some employees from the hotel, they started beating him down. Now, I don't know if they started beating him down because he went into the ladies' bathroom, but they started beating him down. So they started beating him down. They drag him outside. and now employees are involved, and said employees have been fired since this happened. Okay, so they said employees have held him down, and the coroner office said that he died of asphyxiation. Okay, so they're saying that he could not breathe, and that is the cause of his death. But they're also saying, in addition to that, that he did have illegal substances in his system. But they're saying there was not the substances is the reason why he lost his life. He lost his life as a result of the people holding him down and him not being able to breathe. So we're going to talk about it. And I could say, what a mess. And his sister said, which I do agree, she said, listen, if he did something wrong, then he should have paid for what he did wrong by going to jail. But he should not be here because of what he did. We can't decide as individuals to take justice into our own hands, beat someone down, they lose their life. That shouldn't happen, right? So we're going to talk about that story. And then our last story is, I don't know this particular singer well, but her name is Kehlani. And now there's like a custody battle because she has a 5-year-old daughter, and the baby daddy is saying, look, pretty much I want full custody of my daughter. And the reason why I want full custody is because my ex, who is Kehlani, he's saying that she's in a cult. Okay, she's in a cult, and he's saying it's a sex cult. And he's saying that, he feels like his daughter is being exposed to some sinister things. He also said that his daughter was not born in a hospital, and that this group that his baby mama's in, he said this group convinced her that he is a problem. And so she has since distanced herself from him, which means he doesn't get to see his daughter. And he also said that he doesn't even think his daughter has a social security number. And he said that he knows that his name is not on the daughter's birth certificate because the daughter was not born in a hospital. Oh. So many times we talk about, fathers who don't want to be involved with the children that they make. You got Tristan Thompson, who has little Theo, which is around the same age of his son with Khloe Kardashian, who he doesn't want to meet this child, and he wants nothing to do with that child. But then you have this guy here. You have this guy who wants to be involved in his child's life, and he has to fight for involvement. It is so incredibly messy. Hey, if Roy is in them streets, hey Roy, nice to see you. So it's just very, very messy. So it's some stuff we got to talk about. And when it comes to, I'm gonna say, people following a certain group, these cults, and them believing in certain things, it's hard to sometimes change these individuals' mindset once they believe in something that they are following, if I'm making sense to y'all, right? So if it's me and I'm in a cult, any family member of mine coming to try to tell me that, oh, thank you, Carrie. Hey, Carrie. Any family member trying to tell me that, this is not a good thing, they're bamboozling you, so forth and so on, I'm probably not going to believe it, because I've been so conditioned and brainwashed that I'm probably going to stick with, whatever this group is telling me and saying to me. Listen, guys, it's messy. It is very messy. I'm feeling for the dad. I'm actually feeling for Kehlani, because if she's into something that, she doesn't quite know how to get herself out of, it's pretty sad. So listen, guys, y'all know what I need in the chat. I need a what so I can load this train up. Come on now, help me out. I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Monday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. And the title is What a Mess. And listen, guys, the train is pretty light tonight. So if you want to click on that link and join the conversation, tonight is your night. Now is the time. Join us as we have the conversation. I'm going to go ahead and load the train on up. Hold on one second, everybody. Hey, Savannah.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Katrina.
Hello, Diva. Hello, chat. Choo choo.
Shoot, shoot. We're gonna go ahead and get right into it, and we're gonna go ahead and start with this Ti's arrest, right? And we're gonna get into that. Like I said, if you want to join the chat, hit the link. Come visit us. We don't bite. All right. So let me go ahead and share screen with y'all. So rapper T.I. arrested at airport, case of mistaken identity. Okay, there go T.I. So rapper T.I. was arrested on Sunday night at Atlanta's Jackson Airport, but it was a case of mistaken identity. TMZ has learned. A warrant had been issued for another man named Clifford Harris, the same as T.I.'s real name, his government name, who was wanted in Baltimore, Maryland. That's the other person, the real Clifford Harris that they was looking for. The suspect is wanted for alleged involvement in violent behavior toward a woman, stalking, and possibly involving a pal pal. T.I. was taken from the airport to Clayton County Jail. Since the warrant was issued out of state, the arrest triggered an automatic extradition hearing. T.I.'s attorney, Steve Shadow, tells TMZ he got on the phone with the Clayton County Sheriff's Office and had T.I. released within 2 hours of his arrest. The judge revealed and dismissed the extradition order. The Clifford Harris, who is wanted, reportedly weighs 205 pounds. T.I. reportedly weighs 165 pounds. This complaint was filed on June 13th of this year. Now, my thing is, when you're going to arrest somebody, like I said, there's very similar names and all of that. You should have more than just a name. You should have a name. You should have a date of birth. You should have a description of what said person looks like. Okay, so you can't just be like, oh, a diva. Okay, what is diva ethnicity? What is my height? What is my eye color? What do I look like? Just a general description. And should you not perhaps have some type of photo? I never see a wanted sign and they don't have a photo of the person. This is very messy. And, I just think that they could have done better and they should have. Savannah, what are your thoughts?
Diva, I'm not buying this story. This is T.I., the king of Atlanta. Did they not? T.I. has not changed physically. He's still. I'm trying to figure out, and just like you, I was looking to see, did they not have a picture? Was this age as T.I.? Regardless, the TSA, whoever stopped him, and this happened in Atlanta. I'm not buying this story. This is T.I. Everyone in Atlanta knows T.I. T.I. is very well connected with not only law enforcement, with government officials in Atlanta. He's done a lot for, as controversial as he is and all as messy as he is and his family. T.I. has done quite a bit for Atlanta, because I do see him with Killer Mike. I follow Killer Mike, so I know that they're always out there doing back to school drives, community outreach programs. So I don't buy this story. Something's not right. Something's missing here, because they had to. Was this person the same height, same age, birthday? I'm not buying it. Something's missing.
I agree with you. It's messy, right? Because you got to have more than just a name. You got to give me a birthday, give me a height, give me an eye color, give me a hair, give me something. But this is a hot mess. Yes. Katrina, your thoughts?
I'm with y'all on that one. I don't know. Are they coming back from some of the things that T.I. have done in Atlanta that he's gotten away with? Is that the reason why they got him? Because there's no possible way that, okay, they might have the same name, but do they have the same birth date? Do they have the same features? Did y'all look at a mugshot before you arrested me? Just because of my name is, I can be, well, Katrina Taylor, Trina, her name is my name. So the full name. So if I did something, that means that y'all gonna arrest her because of the name without looking at anything. Like Savannah said, it's more to the story than they're not telling us, because this just don't make no sense. Everybody know T.I. in Atlanta. Everybody at the airport know T.I. in Atlanta. So how in the world did y'all think that this was the same man without looking at a mugshot, without checking the birth date? Even when you get arrested, they ask you what's your social security number and what's your birth date. Did the person have the same social security number as T.I.? It's too many holes in this story. Something is not right. But hopefully we'll find out what it is, because it's not adding up.
Is not adding up. And Felicia D, you're right. Clifford Harris is pretty regular too. Yeah, like it doesn't make sense. Everybody hit that like button as you come in the building. Take your thoughts.
My thought is, did you steal my idea so you set me up for this right here?
Oh.
I'm just saying. Because you know how many people gonna steal your idea, and then they think you is who you is. I don't play by my ID now. I wish you would give my ID, because they got in my paper in the computer. They got my ID. They got my picture in there, my driver license, everything, my address for all my 5 house I got for my wife. And you know who my kids is. Y'all see me on TV show. Y'all see me on Get Arrested. Y'all about my music. Y'all know I be in LA. That's my hometown. I wish you would. Steal my ID. I'll put you in the headlock. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Like I said, I think we all agree this is a little fishy. Something is missing with this story. It just doesn't make sense how you got a man and you got an arrest warrant and you don't have enough details to determine, is this T.I. that we want, or is this some other Clifford Harris from Baltimore, Maryland? Because that's where the guy that they were looking for, that's where the arrest warrant was issued at, and they must have lived out there. So this is a hot mess. We'll see when T.I. speaks out about this. Hopefully he will, and if he does, I will keep us posted on this story. The next story we're gonna roll right into is this shocking video of this guy. Like I say, his name is Devontae Mitchell, and they're saying this case is similar to like the George Floyd case, but the only difference here is security guards was involved from the hotel, but then a regular patron helped beat him up, but didn't hold him down. And it's just a little bit more to this story. We're going to talk about it and dissect it. So let me go ahead and share screen. Okay, this is it. So shocking new video shows the hotel staff drag Devontae Mitchell out of the lobby, then beat him to a pulp in a fatal scuffle. Okay. So this happened a while ago, but this is some updated information. The footage came out. Let me just make sure. Okay.
The video was released in the case of a man who died outside a downtown hotel.
The medical examiner released the autopsy report today, ruling Devontae Mitchell's death is a homicide. Stephanie Quirk joins us live downtown with this new surveillance video that shows the moments leading up to his death.
Yeah, William Sultan, the attorney representing Mitchell's family, held a press conference earlier where he showed this new surveillance video from the Hyatt, which he says he obtained through a subpoena. I do want to warn you, what I'm about to show you is graphic. Now, in this first video, you can see Mitchell being dragged outside by a member of the hotel staff and a man Sultan says was a guest at the Hyatt on June 30th. The video also shows one hotel employee beating Mitchell, and seconds later, another employee punches him before dragging him out to the sidewalk. The second video shows a different angle from outside of Mitchell being thrown to the sidewalk and punched. It then shows 4 employees holding him down until police arrived. We know that once officers arrived, Mitchell was unresponsive. In this last video, it shows minutes before he was dragged outside, running through the lobby and entering the women's bathroom. Only a minute or so later, Mitchell is seen being pulled out of the bathroom by an employee who holds on to Mitchell while bringing him through the hotel lobby towards the exit. That employee and a hotel guest is seen on camera punching Mitchell and dragging him outside. We now know from the medical examiner, Mitchell's final cause of death is listed as restraint asphyxia and toxic effects of cocaine and methamphetamine. It also noted that the injury was caused when Mitchell was restrained in prone position by multiple individuals after drug use.
We're just fighting for basic, simple justice here. We're not asking for any special treatment. We're not asking for anything extraordinary. A man beaten to death on a sidewalk, yeah, charges should be issued.
If he was wrong, he could have went to jail. I would have felt so much better about that. Not this. It's not fair.
Now, the district's attorney's office is still reviewing felony murder charges referred by Milwaukee Police Department for those 4 individuals that held Mitchell down on June 30th. They have since been fired from the Hyatt. At this time, though, no charges have been filed. Sultan is also calling on the Hyatt to compensate Mitchell's family. Reporting live outside the Hyatt, Stephanie Quirk, Fox 6 News.
We'll see what the DA does with this big decision. Stephanie Quirk joining us live. Our coverage of the death of Devontae Mitchell goes much further on fox6now.com. There you can read previous stories on this case, as well as any new updates we receive.
All right. So disturbing video shows a Black man's death while being pinned down outside a Milwaukee hotel while pleading for his life. Footage eerily similar to George Floyd's police custody death in 2020. Devontae Mitchell, 43, died of asphyxiation during the June 30th scuffle at the Hyatt Regency in Milwaukee, while hotel security and a guest dragged him through the lobby and onto the sidewalk, where he was pinned down and repeatedly punched and kicked, footage shared by the news shows. Mitchell's death was ruled a homicide by the medical examiner's office on Friday, with the cause of death listed as restraint asphyxia and toxic effects of cocaine and methamphetamine. And we saw the video. The dead man's family is asking for answers. We are just fighting for basic, simple justice here. Family attorney William Sutton told the outlet. We're not asking for anything different. We're not asking for anything extraordinary, and that is him. A man beaten to death on the sidewalk, Sutton added. Yeah, charges should be issued. The surveillance footage released by Sutton shows 3 views of the fatal encounter. Mitchell is seen running through the lobby into a woman's bathroom while being chased by Hyatt Regency security and employees. Another angle shows him led into the hotel lobby where he is thrown to the floor and restrained. Employees in the unidentified hotel guest then drag Mitchell out onto the sidewalk where he is pinned down by several people, where he is punched and kicked. That is Mitchell with his sister and his cousin Samantha Mitchell from his family just wants justice. By the time the police arrived, he was unresponsive and was later pronounced dead at a local hospital. Even in his inebriated state, Mitchell's family contends the force was unnecessary and excessive. If he was wrong, he could have went to jail. The dead man's widow, Daisha Harmon, told the news, I would have felt so much better about that. Not this. It's not fair. Milwaukee police referred felony murder charges against 4 people involved in the fatal scuffle to the district attorney's office, which is still reviewing the case. Okay, so that was at his funeral. A spokesperson for the Aimbridge Hospitality, which runs the Hyatt Regency in Milwaukee, said in a statement last month that several employees involved in the incident has since been fired. The case already drawn comparison to the death of George Floyd, who succumbed while being restrained by police in Minneapolis on May 5th, 2020, an incident that sparked widespread protests. Floyd's death led to the arrest and conviction of several of the officers, including Derek Chauvin, who was seen on the video pressing his knee on the handcuffed prisoner's neck while he pleaded for air. Milwaukee's Journal Sentinel columnist James E. Cassie emphasizes similarities between the two men's deaths. Their deaths are tragically similar and follow a sickening familiar template, Cassie wrote last month following Mitchell's death. In the midst of dealing with unfathomable losses, families are forced to plead for justice, even in the face of incontrovertible video evidence, Cassie wrote. Whew, this is a lot. Very sad case. Savannah, your thoughts?
I'm just getting so sick of seeing these cases, these tragic cases. It's like we have lost our sense of humanity, and everyone immediately goes into this barbaric group mentality. This man was at a disadvantage from the beginning because they knocked him on the ground and he never got up. He, from what I see of the video that you shown, and I was able to go on YouTube and see the news. He continued to be on the ground while other men, large men, hovered over him and did whatever they did. There was absolutely no connection, no empathy, no concern. And once this man is taken off the premises, dragged out the door, he is no longer a threat to whatever happened inside. I'm not sure what that. So he's already outside the and I'm saying threat in quotes, has been removed from the premises, holding him down like an animal, like just someone. I just don't get it. We have not learned our lesson with all these years of tragic senseless loss, and it's like we still haven't learned our lesson, and that is why we're in the environment that we're in, both as a society, culture, and politically, because we have not been able to connect to each other as humans. And it just makes me sick. My heart breaks for them. But here we go, another one. I just don't understand why immediately there's no connection to another human, and why it's this barbaric group mentality. It didn't need to take 3 or 4 men to get on him. He was already outside. So I don't understand. So all of them absolutely deserve to be charged with whatever they're charged. I hope that there is justice brought to this case. I'm just sick. It's so sickening and sad.
Very sad. It's extremely sad. And like the wife said, I didn't realize that was a wife. But like the wife said, whatever he did, let him go to jail. Let him go to jail. Y'all was holding him down, but all of y'all was holding him down. Just very sad. And you can even see when they was dragging him out, I feel like he was saying, okay, enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like he was helpless. He was at a disadvantage from the beginning, from when they dragged him out of the women's restroom. But it looked like he was going in there to try to avoid a confrontation. I don't think he was going in there to be inappropriate in any way. The video doesn't. It showed someone following him in his face, and he was. I'm not sure. I'm second guessing. I'm watching the video again myself.
Yeah. Well, like the wife said, if he was wrong, let him go to jail. But you're gonna unalive this man? Crazy. Tay, you're up. I don't know if you're there, Tay. We can't hear you. All right, I don't know what happened to Tay. Katrina, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Diva.
Okay.
Okay, what I want to know is, was somebody chasing him when he ran into the ladies' bathroom? Was somebody behind him? Because why was you running and you ran into the ladies' bathroom? I wonder what's happening with that part. And why was this customer? Well, he wasn't a worker. He was a patron at the hotel. Why was he in the beating? Why was he help beating him up? I don't understand that. What he did to him? What you have to do with it? And then the thing of it is, if he was causing so much dismay, once y'all got him out the door, why you just didn't lock the door until the police came or said something? Why y'all out there beating him? You got him out there. You have him out. You have him out the doors. So why didn't y'all just lock him, but come back inside and just lock the doors? Why you out there beating him too much? You waiting for the police to come and get him? So if you holding him down, waiting on the police, why not just hold him down? What you kicking him and punching him for? That is totally ridiculous. It's not making no sense. Why are y'all out there? The man was out the door. So he wasn't causing no more dismay because he was out your premises. You should have just came back inside and locked the door. And if you call the police, let the police deal with it. But they want to be superheroes, I'm sorry, and go out there and beat somebody like he stole something. I don't know what he did in this hotel, what caused this to happen, but regardless, he still didn't deserve what he got. I don't care if he was on whatever substance he was on. That still have no issue of you beating him down like a dog. I don't understand it. I'm like, we're missing parts because why was he running in the bathroom? Who was he running from? Why are you running to the women's bathroom? And it wasn't like he was walking in the bathroom. He was running in there. And the man went in there and got him. Not even an employee. It was the customer that went in there and got him. Was pulling him out by his shirt. So who is this person that had to go in the bathroom and get it? And why was he so much concerned about what was going on? That's what I'm trying to figure out. But then again, I guess we'll know. So if the hotel employees are getting sued, so this person should get sued as well because he jumped into the altercation and it was helping them out. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff missing out on this story, but hopefully we'll get to the bottom of it. And I'm glad they was found they was being charged for homicide because that was what it was. That's ridiculous. Like I said, he was out the doors. Y'all should have locked the doors and waited for the police to get him. That's all I got, Diva.
Yeah, I do. You know what? It's a good point of, you're right. Once he was outside of the hotel doors, what are y'all doing? Like, why are y'all still wilding out? Let's just hear this particular report. Hold on.
Into the death of a man pinned down by security guards outside a Milwaukee hotel. Part of the confrontation was caught on camera, and the case has now been ruled a homicide. ABC's Morgan Norwood is here with more. Morgan, good morning.
Good morning to you. Well, yes, a really disturbing case here. The widow of Javaugh Mitchell speaking out overnight, telling ABC News that autopsy report confirms what she says we see on that newly released hotel surveillance video. And she says that her husband was killed by those 4 hotel employees. And we warn you, that video this morning is disturbing.
This morning, the death of Javaugh Mitchell, the black man seen here dragged and pinned down by hotel staff, officially ruled a homicide. An autopsy report by the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner determining he died by restraint asphyxia and toxic effects of cocaine and methamphetamine. His family says he was having a mental health episode when he frantically showed up to the Hyatt Regency on June 30th. This newly released hotel surveillance video by Mitchell's attorney showing the disturbing moments leading up to Mitchell's death, unleashing another round of heartbreak for his widow, Deasia Harmon.
It broke something inside of me because it was so brutal, and just what they did to him, it's unbelievable.
In this video, you see Mitchell running into the gift shop and eventually into the women's bathroom. The situation escalating as hotel security confront him and begin to escort Mitchell out. One hotel employee punching him in the face before guest jumps into the beating. Mitchell then dragged out of the hotel doors. Graphic video showing hotel staff pinning down the 43-year-old father for nearly 8 minutes as he screamed in agony for help.
Justice for who? Javaugh!
Mitchell unresponsive when police arrive at the scene. This morning, prosecutors reviewing requests to file felony charges.
What these videos demonstrate is that he was brutally beaten to death. And, that is so wrong. And it was at the hands of Ambridge Hospitality employees who were not trained. Flat, that's what they told police. We had no training.
And the hotel group says it's doing everything it can to support that police investigation, in a statement saying it will continue our own investigation, which has already resulted in the termination of several associates who violated our policies and procedures.
All right, Morgan Norwood for us. Thank you.
So I wanted to show that one because it gave us a little bit more information. He was having a mental health, crisis when he ended up there at the hotel. It just gives us more details on the situation, which is still is sad. How it all went down. Tay, your thoughts?
Can you hear me now, Diva?
I can.
Okay. I just don't like how they drag him like he was a dog. I really don't. This man, he didn't do nothing. He really did. All he do is probably use the ladies' restroom. He probably mistake the ladies' restroom was the men's restroom. But no, you just drag him from the ladies' restroom by the shirt. You drag him. You beat him. You take him outside. Held him against his will. He can't fight. And you just do it over and over and over until he stopped breathing. This is why we need justice for our people. Because we all getting tired. We're getting dragged down. They put us down. They didn't want us be reunite with each other. It's sad. The world that we live in is bad to all our ancestors when we went through all those years with our ancestors. But no, you just didn't want us to reunite with our people, and we still split up. That's why everything is messed up right here. I said justice for him. I feel bad for his wife. I feel bad for the family. That's all I gotta say about that, Diva.
I appreciate you. LaDom, you're up. I don't know, LaDom, if you can hear me.
Can you hear me now?
And yep.
Okay, fantastic. I'm late, but better late than never. I don't know if anyone mentioned this yet, but it reminded me of Rodney King. The way they beat him down, the way the cops beat down Rodney King, they was beating him down just like that. This man is on the ground. Totally helpless. What are you going to do when you're laying on the ground? You can't hurt anybody. He's not reaching up to grab someone in a headlock or anything like that. He's trying to protect his head. He's that's what he's trying to do. Protect himself from the blows. And this poor man, he was running so much. He ran into the woman's, he wasn't looking at his male bathroom or female bathroom. He just wanted to get away from these people. And he got outside. They drug him outside of the hotel, and they still was pounding on him. This is ridiculous. Who do these people think they are? Who do the world they think they are? To be ganging up on someone, beating them like that. So whatever happens to them, I hope they go, do some time behind this. Number one, it was none of your business. The bystanders, it wasn't their business. Not whatsoever. They didn't work for the hotel. And if they did work for the hotel don't pay them enough. They're going to find that out shortly. That hotel is not paying them enough because they're going to do some time behind this. Okay? You hear me? They're going to do some time. Hopefully.
Yeah, the sad part about it is one of the security guards, he spoke out. I lost the video. I was trying to bring it back up and show y'all. One of the security guards spoke out and was very sorry about what happened and claims that, his boss made him, go out there and help. And, he's just really, he said he was really sorry for what happened. I mean, no excuse, but it's a telltale sign to people that just because you're working somewhere and your manager or somebody tells you to do something, if you feel it's not right, don't do it. Because now you could be held up on criminal charges for unaliving this man.
And also, Diva, I think I heard them mention that they did not have the training. So this can also fall on the hotel. This was at the Hyatt, correct?
Yep.
So the Hyatt has not trained their employees on de-escalation, and so the family does have the opportunity for a good lawsuit here. Unfortunate as it may be, but this is a failure on the organization itself by not providing proper training to their employees.
Absolutely. I think I found the one I want to show y'all. Let me just pull this up. If this is not it, we'll move into the next story. But I want to find the one where the security guard actually spoke out.
New details on the death of Javaugh Mitchell, the man who died after he was taken to the ground outside the downtown Hyatt Regency. Police say Mitchell walked into the Hyatt Sunday, caused a disturbance, and then fought with security guards while they were taking him outside. Video shows those guards on top of Mitchell as he was on the ground. Family of Javaugh questioned the training of those guards. Jenna Ray's been working to get more answers about that. She joins us live from the Hyatt downtown. Jenna?
Steve, just for some perspective, I'm standing just 2 blocks from Pfizer Forum across from the Hyatt Regency. Pfizer Forum, as you just heard, is where the Republican National Convention will be held in less than 2 weeks. Today, I learned that Wisconsin state laws are actually pretty loose when it comes to businesses and security. Right now, it's still unclear if the security guards who worked at this hotel actually worked for Hyatt or a third-party business. It's questions that families say they want answers to.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
This is video taken from Sean Moore. He witnessed part of the altercation. In the video, you can see 4 security guards on top of Javaugh Mitchell, holding him down as he screams for help. 2 of those guards have their knees on his back.
They shouldn't have been using that type of I don't feel that they should have, especially he wasn't armed. He didn't have any weapons or nothing.
Javaugh's sister, Naisha, says she believes Javaugh had a mental breakdown, which led to security removing him from the hotel.
They need to properly train these security officers, to be able to deal with this type of situation, because if they were properly trained, then my brother would still be here alive now.
Family shared another video with us that we aren't showing on TV because they don't know who took it. I watched the video and heard Javaugh screaming, "Please," as one security guard, who appears to be wearing some sort of badge, yells, "Stay down and stop fighting." The security guard then looks up at the person recording and says, "This is what happens when you go into the ladies' room." Javaugh responds back saying, "I'm sorry."
We're not going to stop until we get some justice and find out the truth and what really happened. We talking about the Hyatt. All these cameras, there should be like 1 million cameras down there.
I've reached out to Hyatt's general manager and its PR firm to ask who the security guards are, if they're Hyatt employees, and what training they have. Wisconsin state statute shows private security individuals are required to have a license. However, if a uniformed private security guard patrols exclusively for private property, like the Hyatt, no license is required, with some stipulations. I did find someone who claims to work for Hyatt Security. I called him. He told me that I had to talk to Hyatt specifically and then hung up on me. We've tried multiple times to reach out to Hyatt and its PR team and have yet to hear back. However, when just 13 days, Hyatt is actually fully booked for the Republican National Convention. Family says they want answers before then. We're live outside the Hyatt Regency downtown. I'm Jenna Ray for TMJ4 News.
New details.
All right, I'll try to find it with that one security guard that spoke, because it was interesting to hear the security guard's perspective, because they did get fired. But this is very, very messy, and it's sad all the way around. But for that security guard,
Diva, can I say something?
Of course, of course.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Oh, you know what? This has nothing to do with training. This has to do with common sense.
Okay.
Okay, somebody's on the ground. 4 people, attacking him while he's on the ground, leaning on him. What did they forget? Did they forget about Rodney King? I mean, not Rodney King, but what's the name of the other gentleman that
George
Well,
Floyd.
it's so sad. I gotta say the more recent one. Yeah,
George Floyd.
that is so sad. I gotta say the more recent one. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
where everybody saw that on TV. You don't have enough common sense. Hey, we don't want to do that. We know what will happen if we kneel on somebody's back.
Come on.
Okay? Please. There's nothing to do with training. It has to do with common sense. And they should have known better. And I hope they throw the book at him.
Yeah,
And for
they
the
should.
security
That's
guard
all.
that says that he's sorry. Sorry is good, but sorry is not good enough. This man's life is gone. Your sorry cannot bring him back.
Exactly.
So the thing you standing up
Exactly.
there, I just been fired. You just had to fire me because I'm not going to participate in this. I'm sorry. I'm just fired. And I know it's hard out there for people whatsoever, but if he would have went to what they call it, unemployment or whatever, the labor department, whatever, and tell them the reason why he lost his job, I'm quite sure he would have got his pensions or got his compensation or whatsoever. But you sitting out there participating in this, seeing this as just a person. It's not a dog. A man won't even kick a dog. So you down there kicking this man. This is totally ridiculous and punching him. So yeah, you sorry, but your sorry is not good enough because this man is gone. Your sorry is not going to bring him back. That's all, DB, I had to say. I'm sorry.
I agree with you. And
Well, first, only on Vox 6, for the first time, we are hearing from one of the former workers potentially facing charges in the Hyatt hotel death investigation. A now fired bellhop telling us he was forced to restrain Devontae Mitchell by a manager.
Mitchell's death is now gaining national attention as many believe it mirrors the death of George Floyd back in 2020. Rhea Jones joins us here in studio with an interview you will only see on Fox 6.
Ben said this worker says he was fired just 2 days ago after only 3 months on the job as a bellman. He says he learned while watching Fox 6 he could soon be criminally charged in a situation he says he was forced to participate in by management and security.
I never saw nobody die in front of me.
Herbert Williamson is living with regret.
I can't eat, I can't sleep.
Here he is in graphic cell phone video obtained by Fox 6, restraining 43-year-old Devontae Mitchell, who died after an altercation with hotel security at the Hyatt Regency. Now he fears he could be one of 4 people to face a felony murder charge in Mitchell's death.
I'm destroyed inside. This man did not have to lose his life.
Williamson was working as a bellhop at the hotel when he says he and a front desk associate were pulled into the incident on June 30th by a manager.
I saw all this commotion going on, and the security guard was wrestling with the customer.
He says he was told Mitchell had locked himself in the women's bathroom. He says 2 security officers captured in the video escalated the situation, one going overboard.
He was striking Mr. Mitchell in the head with a baton. He said, "Get back on him, get back on him." So I got back on him, but I didn't want to. I was in fear that I was gonna lose my job.
What do you say to those people who say you had an opportunity to get up and to stop this entire situation from escalating?
I mean, what can I say?
Williamson says the next day, Aimbridge Hospitality, the operator of the hotel, placed him on paid leave and told him to avoid all media. This Wednesday, he says he was terminated after 3 months on the job for workplace violence and is now without income while potentially facing criminal charges as cries for justice grow in Mitchell's death. Do you have anything to say to Devontae Mitchell's family?
I wish it would have went another way, but I'm very truly sorry. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I hate to see a man loses his life.
Wilson says he was wrongfully fired and does not believe he should be charged. At last check, the DA's office says it is still reviewing the referred felony murder charges. Steph.
All right, Bria, we'll stay on top of it. Thanks.
Well, first,
So he did that so he wouldn't get fired, and it still ended up getting fired anyway. So you just should have just stood back and just tried to tell them, look, y'all going too far, y'all going too far. So you did all this so you won't lose your job, and you still ain't lost your job, and now you can possibly go into prison. That's ridiculous. I know you feel bad right now, but how you think how that family feels? They feel bad as well. They family can't eat or sleep either. I mean, I'm just saying. And the man can't eat. Well, he's sleeping, but still he can't eat. But what I'm just saying is you did all this to not lose your job and turn around. They fired you anyway. I would have just stayed out of it or told them, look, this is not right or whatsoever. Somebody have to be the voice of reason. And nobody was the voice of reason. So, I mean, I want to feel sorry for him, but I can't because this man has lost his life on something that could have been prevented. That's it.
Ooh, yeah, it's tragic all the way around. It really is. It's tragic all the way around. Anybody else wants to speak after hearing the security guard speak?
I do.
I
The
do.
security guard. Oh, go ahead, Tay Tay.
No, I says you go first.
Okay, that security guard, right? He's a humdinger, right? Because I mean, like, they told him, do not talk about the case. And this man, he's like admitting, oh yeah, I feel bad. He's admitting what went down. So I don't know. I mean, like, this whole situation is a piece of work. I mean, this is something else.
It
I mean,
is.
I don't feel sorry for him. Just that he should have had. I mean, you worried about, like she said. I think Katrina, you worried about keeping a piece of a job. Now look at you now. You have
Yeah.
no income. Your family's gonna suffer because you're not bringing in any money. I mean, come on. And now you got to deal with this court case. You probably have to pay for a lawyer because the Hyatt Regency is not going to help you with that. I swear, this whole situation is a mess.
It is very messy. 48 TCO, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the super chat. But why he didn't speak up? He could have stopped it. I call BS. He pulled the heartstring on me because I'm just like, this is so difficult. This is so difficult and hard. Like, I don't know. It's messy. Go ahead. Who wanted to say something? Tay Tay, did you want to speak?
Yes, ma'am. Well, LaDon, you just took the word coming out of my mouth. Why you didn't speak up after the man been gone just now? Why you didn't speak up just now on the meeting call? You should stop it when this man was beaten and dragged down. But no, you didn't say nothing. You just did not say nothing. Hey, you supposed to be a security. A security supposed to take their job seriously if they see something happen like this right here. But no, it's your fault. Now you say you can't sleep, you can't eat. I just feel this family lost a husband, a father, a son because you didn't stop it. That's just so sad right there for me right there. I call it a BS2 48. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Anybody else before I move on to the next story? All right. I'm gonna stay connected to this story. It's just tragic all the way around. And all I can say to everybody out there, whether it's your job and you know that job pays your mortgage, your car note, your livelihood, how you eat or whatever, if you feel it's not right, just don't do it. That way you may be jobless, but you won't have any regrets later. That's the best advice I could give in this particular scenario. And I think it was Katrina, or many of you made a very good point. once he was outside that door, that's you did your job. You got him out of the hotel. And you make sure he doesn't get back in. But to hold him down and do this street justice, it was wrong. We're going to go ahead and roll into the last story. And the last story is, like I said, it's this singer Kehlani, who her baby daddy, her ex-boyfriend, is pretty much saying that, you know, she's in a cult. And he wants his daughter. He wants to save his daughter. He may not can save her, but he has a right to this daughter, and he wants to save his daughter. I'm going to go right ahead and get into this story. So Kehlani's ex, I think it's Javaugh Young White, claims singer is in a cult, files for custody of their 5-year-old daughter. In court documents obtained by People, Young White claims that Kehlani has included their daughter in the alleged cult. That is a picture of her. That's a picture of him. Javaugh Young White has filed for full custody of his 5-year-old daughter, Adaya. Somebody correct me if I'm saying his name wrong. Nomi, whom he shares with singer Kehlani. In court docs obtained by People, Young White, who dated Kehlani, 29, from 2018 to 2019, asked for full custody of the former couple's daughter and claims that the after-hours singer is in a cult. Now, I will say this. You see, they said they dated for a year, 2018 to 2019. We have got to stop just having this unprotected relations with people that we don't even really know. 12 months you was with this individual. And I'm talking about both of them on both sides. It's like, you don't even know them well enough yet that you should be doing all of this with them, let alone unprotected. Because every time you lay down unprotected, you can produce life. This is crazy, right? So what did he really know about her? The daughter was born through a home birth orchestrated by what I would describe as a cult that she belongs in, Young White writes in the documents. Due to the fact that this is the daughter was born in a home and not in a conventional setting like a hospital, my name is not on her birth certificate. A representative for both Kehlani and Young White did not immediately respond to People's request for a comment. That is her. And a picture of the daughter. I mean, the little girl is absolutely adorable. Young White alleges that he requested his name be added to his daughter's birth certificate for 5 years. So he has been steadfast on this thing, okay? He said, for 5 years, I've been requesting my name be put on my daughter's birth certificate, but has yet to hear back from the singer. He also claims that Kehlani won't give him their daughter's social security number and said he's not sure if the daughter even has one. He also alleges in the document that the group controls Kehlani's actions and their behavior, including when it comes to the upbringing of our daughter. Young White alleges that the cult leader convinced Kehlani that he was a danger to their daughter and that he will unalive her, convincing the singer to block Young White from seeing the daughter for several months. That is another picture of mom and daughter. Again, little girl is absolutely adorable. He alleges that the cult leader has numerous accusations of committing SA against women and young girls. Young White claims in the past when Kehlani went on tour, he got to spend time with his daughter. Now he alleges the singer will leave their daughter with random strangers who are also members of the cult, including the leader. Young White claims in the filing that when their daughter is left with other people, she's allowed to sleep in the bed with them and is given a bath by other random strangers in the cult. He also alleges that Kehlani lets a member of the cult they call Messiah, an adult woman, take baths with the daughter while the woman is under the influence of psychedelic drugs. Young White claims, I'm sorry, I think I skipped something there. Okay. Young White alleges that while he's tried to bring up concerns with Kehlani, the musician hasn't listened and instead disparages him online to their social media following. He's asking the court to establish his paternity so he may exercise all his rights as the father to the daughter. He is also requesting child support from Kehlani. So speaking on their 2021 Facebook Watch special, Pride On, Kehlani and Larry's Excellent Pride Ride, the singer said that the decision to start a family with Young White was really easy. I have a 2-year-old daughter. She's the best. Me and her dad are like really, really close friends. And the decision to start a family was really easy for us because we both believe in each other's ability to be good parents. Kehlani, who uses she/they pronouns and identifies as queer, said at the time, we just focused on being a team. Honestly, and when I was able to tell him I've come to newer terms with my sexuality, and he's super, super, super supportive, this singer said. This is loaded, 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 and it's loaded. Savannah, you're up.
Diva, you're right. This is loaded with so many scary, we had to say accusations because we don't know. I'm not
Right.
familiar with this singer. I'm not familiar with the cult, but if he is the father, and even if he isn't, we're talking about somebody trying to save a child, a baby, from a very dangerous environment. And he said or you mentioned that it was going on for a couple years. uh where is her village? Is there nobody there that supports her or looks for her? I'm just I'm at a loss to see why nobody has stepped in, besides, we have all these young new artists that have these children, and with the Krishan Rock and the other the Big Red Girl, and they have these babies and they continue having them in these environments that if it was our time, Diva, child services would be there in a minute and on the
Uh-huh.
spot. Absolutely. No questions asked, they would be in there investigating. And now to have these accusations, um, and I'm glad the potential father has brought this to light, but he should have been fighting for his daughter years ago. The moment that these, I still don't know who she is, that these accusations have started surfacing. Has she been on Tasha K? Has Tasha K interviewed her?
I don't
And
know. I'm not really that familiar with her either, and I'm trying to think if this was the one cult that Tasha K did interview them. Is she a part of that particular one? Allegedly,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember that
yeah,
interview. It was a couple of parts that she did. It was a big group, and they actually went through some legal troubles earlier this year. That cult as
yeah.
well. I really hope that the authorities get involved in this story. I really do, and that they start. Someone needs to save the child. That I
Yeah,
don't care what she does or who she is, her sexuality, gender identification, but it's all about the safety of this child.
I wholeheartedly agree. This is sad. She's absolutely beautiful too. So is the daughter. But listen, we gotta say this team saved the kid at this point. Teams can't save the little girl. Katrina, you're up.
Okay. I know of Kalani. I love the song she sang with Young Blue, Beautiful Eyes. But anyway, um, did she realize she was a lesbian after she had the baby? Because I know now she identified herself as being a lesbian, full blown lesbian. Um, that the cult that she sound like she's with sound like Scientology. I'm not coming out anybody. I'm not coming out anybody religion or anything like that. I'm just saying, because when Tom Cruise was part of Scientology, um, he couldn't make a movie with a woman unless they approved that woman. Um, the reason why his wife left because she said that she didn't like the way Scientology. What was her name? Katie. She didn't like the way Scientology was doing. That's why she divorced him with her daughter and took her daughter away. So these religions that feels cult like and they want you to be involved in this stuff and to have a person that bathes in your daughter that you don't know. I'm not saying anything wrong with lesbians, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying you bathing that child is too old to be bathing with an adult. Why is that child bathing with an adult? I didn't let my girls bathe with me when they got to a certain age. I mean, they're just totally disgusting. No, ma'am. Especially with a stranger too. That's sick. So yes, I feel for the guy. You know, none we come hard on these guys, but I feel for this guy trying to get his daughter. And I hope he get his daughter because don't nobody want that to happen to them. You don't know what these people are doing to your child when you're not around. You don't know how they grooming this child. You don't know what they doing to this child. So yes, I'm with the dad on this one. Baby, get your child. Call what is it, Department of Family and Children. Get somebody involved in this because I don't want anything bad to happen to Kehlani or anything like that. But Kehlani got to use her head to let these people know, to let him know, well, look, I'm taking care of my daughter. But you can't say that because if you on tour, you don't know what's happening with your daughter. It's sad. It's totally sad. And I just hope everything come full circle for this guy. Hopefully Kalani will break out or whatever she's in or whatever. You know, we can't tell anybody how to live their lives and what sex or what gender they wants to be. But don't expose your daughter to things that you're not around to see. You know what I'm saying? The same thing I feel about these people that let the kids get these sex change before they turn 18. Your hormones go through different emotions. I don't think it's not. I mean, I'm not going home care how nobody raised their children. I'm not coming for that. But I just feel that no child should have a sexual. I mean, have a.
Well, I want to
You know
hold
what I'm
on
saying?
for a minute, Katrina, to go because I'm not really. This is not really that conversation tonight. The conversation is really about the little girl and if she's being mistreated, and if this is a cult, and if the
Yeah.
dad,
Then he need to. Yeah.
then
I'm
he
sorry
needs
about
to.
veering
Yes,
off. Thanks for getting me back on track. I got that.
yeah,
But yeah, if they if this, but he don't. I mean, they don't know. He don't know if she's leaving this child with these people. You don't know what's going on. So I get him on that, and I hope he find out what's going on, and I hope he get time with his daughter, and maybe he can get her out of that or whatsoever. I don't know. But anyway, I just hope the baby come out on top. That's all.
yeah. So and then this is just she's a doll face. Look at her. She's absolutely gorgeous. I'm team save the baby. And and it's not anything to do with a mom. If listen, save the baby if the baby is in a bad environment. That's it, and that's all. Tay, you're up.
I didn't know who she was, the singer. I don't know who she was because I never listened to her songs. I said, save that baby. I'm team baby. Because, like Katrina said, you don't know who the strangers were your kid. A mother always had to put her kids first. It's always do. But now you just doing this right here and put your child in this mess right here. That just, I don't know how to say this, Steve. I really don't. All I say is protect your children, love and care. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Ladam, you're up.
Well, what I got to say about this whole situation is this. Okay, they had a child, hopefully. Okay, and I'm saying like that because he doesn't know. I mean, his name's on the birth certificate.
That part.
Doesn't know the child's social security number. What does he know about the child? Only she says that, oh, this is your child. Okay, he really needs to get a test to find out if indeed that is his child. After that, he'll have some rights to do what he must do, okay, in order to be recognized as the father of the child. So I applaud him for wanting to get, some kind of test or whatever the court's involved so he can, make his claim, say, this is my child and I have rights with this child. Because if he indeed is the father of the child, she's wrong all the way. You don't just separate the child. That's selfish. That is very selfish. You're separating the child from her father. You think what? He doesn't need a father? And just because you choose that type of lifestyle, you only gonna your daughter's only gonna have to like live the type of lifestyle that you lead, only being around women. Come on, she needs a father too. Most females, like I was a daddy's girl, and I don't want that to happen to this little girl. Being a daddy's girl is like a precious thing for both the father and the child. So I think she's being, just totally wrong. I mean, like on the border being abusive. She's just being selfish, and I don't care for that. I really don't. I applaud him for what he's doing. I applaud him because there's a lot of men out here don't even want to claim their children.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
That's it.
Yeah, I applaud him too. And listen, because I want the well-being for this child, and if said environment as to which he is claiming is really happening, there's no environment for a child to be in, grow up in, and the child is allegedly being abused. If this is the environment that they're in. And abuse can happen in many forms. Okay, I should not be traumatized to be being in the bathtub with somebody that ain't my mother. If I am going to be in the bathtub with somebody, this is crazy. Julius, you're up.
Think of the well-being and safety of the child. Like Miss Felicia always says, children need to be loved and protected. From what I'm hearing, this child isn't loved nor protected. Protect the child.
Thank you, Julius. Raheem, you are correct, but see, that's the problem. That's why the dad needs to step in, because when you fall short, then I gotta step in. If right now you under psychological conditioning, you being brainwashed and you don't get it, I gotta help you get it, even if it's through the court of law. I gotta save this girl before she is totally, destroyed too. Because if the girl's grown up in this is her norm. This is the little girl's norm. And a lot of these situations like that, if it is so, a lot of these situations, they don't send them to school. Their world is that world and that bubble that they live in. And it's very sad, and a lot of craziness goes on. I want that little girl out. If the said situation as to which the father that we think is alleging, then she needs to come out of that situation. So we'll stay connected to this, and I'll give you any updates as I get them. So with that being said, I'm going to roll right into our feel-good story. It's interesting. This Brooklyn Paramount Theater, it reopens after a multi-year renovation. I just thought it was a good story. It's interesting. So let's watch it together.
Saturday session, a special performance and a historic venue recently brought back to life. The Paramount Theater in downtown Brooklyn first opened almost a century ago, originally as a movie house for Paramount Pictures. But over the years, it fell into disrepair and even stopped being used as a theater altogether. Now, after years of neglect and a multi-year renovation, Live Nation has reopened the theater. In a moment, we're going to bring you a performance by the Black Pumas, recorded live from the stage this week. But first, Anthony Mason takes us on tour of the past, present, and future of the Brooklyn Paramount.
How high is that?
It's about 80 feet high.
Wow. So. In a way, the ceiling is almost like the star of the show. I mean,
it is.
Yes.
I'm concerned that the artists are going to be distracted themselves coming in.
It is.
Margaret Holmes is general manager of the newly renovated Brooklyn Paramount Theater.
So the scaffolding went all the way up to the sky.
All the way up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to restore the ceiling. You had to work on the electric. You had to restore the plaster.
What was it like with all that going on in here?
It was wild. We had, hundreds of workers in here.
The entertainment company Live Nation spent 2 years and untold millions restoring the Paramount, originally built as a Baroque movie palace.
How much does this actually look like the original theater?
It's very close other than the seating. So when it originally opened in 1928, it was a fully seated venue.
It opened at the dawn of talking pictures. Paramount billed it as America's first movie theater built for sound. For decades, its name would loom over the corner of Flatbush and DeKalb Avenues.
This is the original marquee?
That is the original marquee.
Which looks like it was really high.
It does.
Jazz greats like Ella Fitzgerald and Duke Ellington played the Paramount. The birth of rock and roll would bring Chuck Berry and Bill Haley to its stage. But in 1954, Long Island University bought the building.
So how long has this been a basketball court?
Since about the early 60s.
Before its restoration, back in 2018, Keith Sheldon told us that for more than 40 years, the theater was home court for LIU Brooklyn's basketball team, then called the Blackbirds.
This is the original organ.
So this is the original pipe organ.
Which comes up from the floor.
Yeah, it lifted from the floor through hydraulics.
There aren't many of these around anymore.
Well, in fact, there are only two, and this is the only one with all of the original parts.
The old Wurlitzer was even used during games. But the Paramount's legacy was in danger of vanishing.
So you have to build a whole new marquee.
Yeah, brand new marquee. Not as grand as the original, but it's so appealing. It's beautiful.
Tom C. is head of Live Nation concert venues.
You know, for decades, millions of people walked by, but had no idea what was behind the doors.
What have you rebuilt it to be?
It's going to be a world-class venue for generations to come.
The basketball court wasn't the only change LIU had made.
The grand foyer was their cafeteria.
That's kind of heartbreaking.
It is. But, you know, luckily they preserved a lot of the architectural details. It's the original floor. We have the original columns there. The chandeliers are not original from 1928, but they are original from the 50s and were refurbished.
Right.
The grand foyer, 147 feet long and 42 feet high, more than lives up to its name.
My cafeteria didn't look like this in college.
LIU still owns the building.
That's super cool.
But Live Nation now leases the theater. And the Paramount looks like her grand old self again.
Almost like a phoenix rising back.
Yep.
It's kind of a symbol of us. It's going to be a great place to see a show.
Yeah.
There's the old saying, when you...
I thought it was interesting. So if you are ever in Brooklyn and get to pass by there, get to see it, it's probably a great thing to see. Listen, guys, chat with me. Don't forget, if you did not hit the like button on the way in, hit the like button on the way out. I appreciate y'all for spending Monday night with me, Trending Topics. Of course, I will be here again tomorrow for Trending Topics. In addition to that, I believe this Friday night, if I'm not mistaken, the Braxton Family Values returns. I will watch it, and after I watch it, thank you, Raheem. I appreciate you. After I watch it, I'll determine if I'm going to recap Braxton Family Values. I got to think about it because overall, to be very, very honest with you, I am over reality TV. But I'm gonna watch it and then we'll see if I'm gonna give it a try or not. But listen, guys, thanks for being here. Hit that like button. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Do not see the D-word straight down. Thank you.
Thanks.